don't care about ticks. Damn, do we really have to be that bad? Of course I get it on the run. By far my worst first act ticks.
We're gonna fight for the rights.
Well, those ticks are fucking god awful, but I got it. 311.3. That whammy for the last act was so bad, or at least it felt that way. I should be doing single whammy pumps for at the very least those first two phrases, but also on that triplet strum. But yeah, you just lose your ability to stick to the game plan sometimes under nerves like that. First time I've ever hit that solo act. Although I've had two other runs where I definitely had the frame data for it, or, you know, I say definitely, but it was probably frame perfect, but I did have the frame data for it, I'm positive. And I strummed it too early on the back end, so... Okay, well, in review, I see why my ticks were so bad. I just completely flubbed that back-end execution. Not on the green transitioning into the chord, but on the yellow-orange chord before it. I just let off those frets early, so... Would have liked around like 350 here, and I actually would have gotten it if I had held out that chord all the way, but honestly, my ticks being so bad dampened my nerves going into that solo act. But yeah, these ticks are pretty garbage, unfortunately, but whatever, got it done. And again, no chokes past the solo act. I can't complain about that, especially for how subpar that whammy was, and not using extended hit window there. Nice. That is pretty much the score I was looking for on this. I don't even want to get into the migraine of why I picked this up again after the first 311.3, but I was just testing stuff out with this SG that I've been trying to clean up, and I just noticed for some reason that I had the muscle memory for the first act more ingrained. So, I mean, luckily I even recorded this run because I did a few runs of just miscellaneous stuff unrecorded. So, yeah, very glad at least I turned on OBS in the last 10 minutes here. It's almost weird that I wasn't able to find that upper bound solo act my first time through, because both runs to the solo I hit it in this little session here. So if you could hear in the final verse leading into the last whammy, I was practicing like getting that initial whammy on those triple strums, and I missed it on like 4 of those in a row. So I just had to fall back on like a shitty muscle memory for the actual star power sustain, and I thought for sure I did not have the whammy for that last act. I also had to be really conscious of that specifically because I dropped a tick there on the 338 run. And again, I don't really know why. 50 is just a nice round number, I guess. But I really wanted to get at least this score on this. And luckily it just all worked out. Overall, again, these ticks are not very good. I think, again, like the 338 run, I only dropped 8 on the solo phrase 2 whammy, which is pretty good. I also want to check real quick how close I was to ticks on the second act, because that looked pretty lenient, and I know my whammy was at least pretty good on that. 1 frame away from ticks on act 2, so I'm pretty sure the run before this, the only other run I did to the solo in this session, I did get at least 1 tick off act 2. It's really the front end that just makes it so unappealing to push for ticks there, but those are definitely feasible. Act 1 was minus 24, which is still bad. Let me see if I at least didn't drop any on the note before the back end this time. Okay, so that first act played out about as well as it could have, honestly. I didn't drop any ticks on the yellow-orange chord this time, thankfully. And I was really surprised I even hit the act this run, because the final whammy for that act, the triple strum red-blue, I felt like was really late. So I didn't even expect to get the act at all. And I'm pretty sure I hit the back-end red-blue chord on the first frame possible, and I let off the green a frame before I activated it. So yeah, it makes sense that I lost all those ticks there. So overall, still not great by any means, but I'm a lot happier with this than I was with the 338, because those were just really bad ticks, and this is just a nice looking score that's acceptable on this path.